really pumped to see what we get in terms of, are there going to be more contested over the top of some of these landing zones? Because flat out, we saw Alamula really get costed in their first set of games because of that. So far, looks like everyone's taking some of their designated areas. Breadman, of course, trying to play for top water tower, and he will be hit by Dongy early. So an opportunity to try to get things going here between this Cloud9 squad, which had a really poor start to their first game.
Yeah, I know that they are disappointed with that first kind of, drop that they had, and coming in here into drop number 2, they want to make some waves because remember, it's only going to get harder from here. We're bringing that Hell group, Group B, back into the mix in that next map. This is your time to really rack up the points if you are a squad like Cloud9. But back on over at Control, this is a matchup I love that we see. It is Zizix and, of course, Navi. I had a chance to interview Zeppa, actually, and he was pumped about this contest. He was ready for it. He said, bring it.
Well, they're getting it brought to him at the moment. Hamoud right down in with the pistol, a couple of shots for the tags, but for the most part, this is a difficult battle. As, yeah, this is now just down to essentially what can Hamoud do to stay alive. Crim's knocked and taken down, and this is just a staggered that Navi is more than happy to say thank you very much for the kills.
Yeah, and the one thing you really want to try and avoid here, if you're either one of these teams, is getting into this cycle, right, where you get taken out, you kind of are, one of your teammates is alive, maybe 2 of them, but the second one doesn't have full loadout. You're trying to be able to fly back on in, and it's just kind of a cycling of kills between the 2 teams until eventually somebody's going to win this POI. They're going to come out with a lot of eliminations. So while you may want to ego chow, you may want to own control, sometimes it's okay. Just back away. Give it up.
Exactly the case. You don't want to, the thing about it is you just don't want to be in a position to where you're exiting with no kills, no placement. It just really feels like a lost game where not even an outlier factor can come into play. That's just really going to punish. So, yeah, still seeing him in the kill feed. Zeppa Linex continuing to farm on to Hamoud and the rest of the boys as we head on in towards what we can see from SGP. Intex has had a great day so far. Dongy as well, one of our top overall kill leaders. And now we get to finally see Believe get a little bit more involved, but does get taken down. Juki's team right around the corner.
Yeah, it looked like that was a really solid opening sort of down from Intex and Co, but they are going to answer back. This is going to be just a very, very clean sort of team engagement. You can see there's only one player left over there in that chemical area of the map as it does become a 3v1. Back on over to Twisted Minds, though. This is a team that has been making waves all day long, sitting here in this bottom prison area, all 3 playing together, looking to make some waves around the map. And back over at Control, guess who's still fighting? Navi and Team Zix. And I think maybe, just maybe, finally Navi have won the battle.
It feels that way, and I think at the other side of this conversation is not just has Navi won, but there's also the element of Zix has been dominated.
Yeah.
Absolutely farmed at the moment as we head on over to Team Destroy, who, well, again, you have to give a lot of credit to Destroy. Having not played yesterday, we heard the interview at the beginning of the day, not feeling well, hasn't really had a chance to really even experience Saudi Arabia to this point, but boy, is he experiencing it here today.
Fantastic. Game number 1. They've been solid in the rest of these maps, but you have to be able to close it on out if you are them. Twisted Minds kind of gaining control of that bottom prison area. You see Raul, part of Team Destroy, on the roof. They're just waiting for the teammates to come back on in. Alula on the other side. They've sort of sticking to this chemical engineering, taking a little bit of opportunity to decide where do we want to move around the map, where do we want to get to. But as Circle 1 does go ahead and close, we are seeing a lot of action in this map already.
Taking a look just kind of over the top of everything, yeah, it does look like finally Team Zix has given up on that position over towards Control Center, but they can't find anywhere else to land. So it almost feels like a matter of time before they find their way out of the picture. And, well, kind of taking a look, we already have lost 1 full squad to this point. So Navi now in fighting form with loadouts ready to go. A little bit of a different contest starting to come through as this is Team Vision that's right around the corner from them. Rocket, Clapper able to get involved, and all of a sudden, Navi in a little bit of trouble.
A little bit of ring around the rosy on the boat there, trying to be able to circle like sharks in the water against Navi. Finally be able to bring them on down on this dockside. Clapper wants to hit that redeploy, but this is the rough part of those. You get ripped up. He's able to hit the redeploy and is hanging on by a thread. And it looks like finally AB Wiz will be the one to bring them on down. C9 sitting up at that helipad just above chemical engineering. A little bit of a regain situation happening. And well, Intex, you're flying back on in. You're joining on up with Believe here at the harbor, looking to make a regain.
Yeah, and I think the thing about it is we should not expect to hear much from them for probably quite some time here. Got to get themselves back with proper weapons to take these mid-game engagements. And Tommy also kind of in a similar situation, trying to float in, get to his loadout. He does safely get there. I say that with hesitation because he's down to no plates, very little health, but still able to get himself the proper loadout that he wants as we get on board with Twisted Minds. Not the greatest result from their last overall match, but they look like they're absolutely dominating Prison. It's Team Destroyed that's nearby, but again, it's just one member left.
Yeah, and I love they're kind of just sticking around this prison area. They don't really feel the need to sort of fly around the map, really move. This is a really strong point that if you can gain control of, that you can lock it on down. A lot of teams might try to come on in here to maybe kind of hold on up, but it's going to be hard when you got a team like Twisted Minds. So I love what Z-Smith's doing there. You see him kind of looking up towards that tower saying, I know there's somebody up there. We need to take them off.
And for Twisted Minds, it's been really good in terms of placements. They have had a really difficult time, though, finding the same kill success that the individuals were able to provide yesterday. So that's the big question mark here for these guys, as I'm sure they're sitting here saying, where is everybody? I mean, we've cleared out the entirety of Prison. They've barely seen another squad in any sort of form. So now it's just going to be down to getting over to a buy station, likely getting a UAV and get themselves active. Over to Aula. In a little bit of a difficult spot trying to rotate over. We talked about Tommy before, trying to get to his loadout. He's able to at least secure it, but the problem is you've got BSL staring right down your throat.
Yeah, really good job there from Liam and Bagel to kind of take that on the high-low. Really classic Battle Royale move, to be honest with you, to bring down Tommy. And you see some shots come on in on that roof, and immediately they're going to jump on down and try and maybe re-engage this. You come on out, you're going to be able to clean up Jukies, and they actually spot Lennon. A couple shots going in deep, not going to be able to connect. But for right now, you have this entire edge of zone. If you are BSL, you kind of are opening up the map for you to be able to rotate in where you would like.
Especially as soon as this circle closes, they're going to get a really good idea in terms of where they need to move after that. And BSL actually, looks over towards Believe in Co for a moment there as we jump on board with Levi and Navi, who are dealing with, again, remnants of more squads that can just drop right on into their laps. We got to remember they did have pretty much a full reset of their own. So right back in, still finding kills. Navi definitely feeling like they're really putting together a high kill number early.
Yeah, I mean, I love they kind of just able to sit here, and they haven't really felt the need to really move around the map. The only thing that worries me, though, you have a lot of squads that are starting to move in from the other side that are starting to encroach them. So if they can manage to kind of hang out here, kind of catch some of these teams on rotation, they will be feeling good because you have a couple teams coming in from docks. They're coming in, of course, from those tents area, maybe up from living quarters trying to wrap on through. As we see Clapper tries to hit the zip, but it's going to be Limax with a little bit of a fadeaway to bring him on down.
Yeah, Vision need to hold this for a moment here because on the hunt is Navi, as they have been the entirety of this lobby. I'm sure it's getting sweaty over there in Aussie land. A couple of kills still right underneath them potentially, but again, it feels like they need to take a breath here for a moment. I mean, they're on a really busy side of the circle. They have not had to leave Control Center since their opening drop. But the interesting thing about it, we talked about Team Zizix here. They're still in full three-man form. They've got 14 total kills. I mean, somehow, some way, considering the fact that it looked like Navi was dominating them, they're actually looking pretty solid at the moment.
I mean, hey, your ability to regain is such a crucial factor in this game mode, and especially in this tournament over this week. And I love that we're seeing Zizix here when their back is against the wall. Maybe you're kind of losing this first initial drop, this initial contest. You're proving that you can kind of go to a different area of the map and regain. This is the type of moment they're going to look back on if they make it to the finals, say map 2, map 3, that you have a bad map, that they're going to look back and say, we did it once before, we can do it again.
And how about it? Hamoud is able to find a stray member of the side of Twisted Minds. Smith dealt with. The rest of the team already got rotation into the middle of the circle, so he's going to have to be purchased back as we will get another team wipe here. That squad 7, that's Aydan's team, that's done and dusted. And I will say, again, we want to talk about surprises. They're currently at the top of our leaderboard now with 60 points, so not the greatest individual day, but wow, they came to play here in day number 2.
It's kind of what you want to see. Back out over to Prison, though. Team Destroy. Last time we kind of saw this, we knew that they were hanging out here on top. We saw them get aggressive early on in the map set. Top of Prison is their playground as they do spot Juki's flying on in. A couple shots will go out. Nothing really there. Just kind of maybe a little bit of warning shot saying, hey, I got this roof. Nobody come up here.
Another moment where BSL is now the next team off the table. So again, one of our squads that had a really good start to their group stage now find themselves down and out very early. Back into the main kill feed, though, as the respawns will close out. C9 will have to find a way to get Foreign Jace back into the mix. While on the same front, I mean, again, you just look over to the kill feed. You still got Team Abwis putting together kills largely off of the solo presence of Oki. He continues to be a consistent force as C9 just trying to hold some ground here as they will have to make a pretty desperate rotation to get up to high ground.
Yeah, I do like the sort of positioning. You see the connect come in from Breadman, but you just have that just even little bit of open area that you have to cross to get back on over here. It's going to be pretty dangerous. Hopefully you have smokes in your back pocket to make it happen. You can see SGP, they've been able to make a little bit of an early rotation on top of them. Tommy lurking a little bit behind. Juki's not too far away either. So I think if those two can kind of team up, start moving around the map together, you could find a couple of kills on your way.
Dude, we're looking at 17 kills from Zizix, and they continue to find eliminations, that time by way of the mortar strike. Na'Vi also up there in the kill total. They're currently on 16, and a chance to possibly win out the interior here at Prison. More players down low. Wouldn't you go figure that these two teams are going to find a way to fight each other again, you'd think? At the moment, though, it is looking at C9, trying to rotate over, and how about it? A little bit of a duality play coming through as all of a sudden you've got SGP in the mix.
Yeah, Na'Vi, you're trying to push on through. You want that space, but you're just going to get denied from SGP, forcing you to think on your feet. You can see Limax kind of has to make this wrap all the way out to rejoin Zeppa here over at the Prison. C9, as the duo, they're kind of getting that little bit of a side room, outside showers as well, just trying to hold on top of it. We'll have to wait and see, but look where this zone is starting to pull here, Shift. We are about to see what I like to call the Great Migration.
Well, it might look like the Trail of Tears here in a moment because everyone's coming right down the front side at Prison, and it's going to be an absolute mess. Also, kind of in the mix, you have a full team wipe in the mix. Twisted Minds able to win out in the middle of the new circle. You can see on the minimap pulled up, they have got a prime position locked into one of the only buildings that will be in this new center.
Yeah, I really like this. If you look at this map, basically you have two areas you want to try and hold. You either want to try and hold this high ground to the northwest that's up there, or you want to hold the one building that's there. They're opting to kind of sit on the low ground, because I think if this zone does pull sort of, you know, more northeast, more southwest, you're kind of setting yourself for a better position. Meanwhile, if you want to try and hold that high ground, good luck, because you got about 5 teams around there all looking to do the same.
Yeah, Zizix actually going to find a little bit of a corner building as well, kind of looking at them in the minimap from the perspective of Team Destroy, who is still trying to read more teams rotating right through where they previously were, kind of chasing their own shadows in a certain way. And we look over towards Destroy. He will be knocked, but a chance to keep themselves right in the mix. The plates being reaffirmed. Nate also just kind of trying to fight from the high ground, but yeah, now they know that there are players behind him. Shots coming out from Team Zizix has Destroy completely cornered on this edge of the circle. Yeah,
and I really like, look, Zizix just kind of sitting over there, top of that factory building. You have this height, you can look down on in, but it's gonna be a mortar from Oki, dealing some insane damage. PDS on the outside. Raul with the shock stick, follows it up with the thermite. Okay, buddy.
And he's still healthy enough. Destroy's going to get purchased back in, so they're right back into this. It looked really desperate for a moment there. They're pinched between 3 different squads, but now look at where the rotation's going to come through. You've got Twisted Minds from the edge of the circle now playing up to the north. Smokes are through. You've even got on top of that, Hamoud squad has taken the trolley to get back up to high ground. It's just absolute chaos here as we rotate back closer to Prison.
This is one of those pulls that you hate to see, but if you can play it correctly, you will absolutely reap. And well, look who's sitting here top Prison, full view of everybody trying to come on in. It is Hamoud. 11 kills already in this map. I know that they would love to get a win under their belt, jump up that leaderboard.
Well, I mean, they've got 24 total kills. Even a second place would be unbelievable for them to get not just in the mix, but like you mentioned, maybe into a top 2 position overall on the leaderboard. And Hamoud can still stay up on top of this building for a little while longer. So now you're down to the final 3. Destroy squad out of the mix. You're looking at a full team of Alalua and then 1 player from both Exist as well as Twisted Minds left remaining. It looks like Tommy, London, and Juki should pull this off, but I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch.
We've seen crazier endings today, my friend. Who knows? We'll have to wait. Now, the real thing is here is that if you are Z-Smith or Hamoud, it is so crucial that you get second instead of third right here. And it actually is going to be Z-Smith that goes down in third. Hamoud, top Prison, will lay down the PDS. Maybe look to try and make something happen, but good luck. You're outside in the gas. You can only stay out here for so long. Gas mask has been depleted. You can see some of that damage coming on in. Not really enough cash to hit that mobile buy that's right near him. I don't know. This might just be a moment where you're just waiting, maybe get taken out by the gas and deny Alula that one extra little bit of point.
That's the right call, my friend. That's exactly it. Do not allow them to get that extra kill. That is an unbelievable game from Team Zizix, but the wild thing is it's going to feel like an empty win in certain regards from Tommy and Co. They finish on 7 total. Oh, that's not their team. 13 total kills, I believe. So, again, not bad, but the teams that finished below them, second, third, fourth, all had more overall kills than they did.
That's kind of really the beauty of Resurgence. You can see how excited Hamoud